Have you ever sat down for a meal and felt a pair of eyes on you, not from another person, but from your cat? That quiet, unblinking stare from across the room, or worse, from right beside your plate, as if they're cataloging every single bite you take. Most people laugh it off. They assume their cat is just hoping for a taste. But what if I told you that the real reason your cat watches you eat has almost nothing to do with hunger, and everything to do with something far more ancient, far more emotional, and honestly, far more beautiful than you ever imagined? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to look at your cat's mealtime behavior in a completely different way. And if you're the kind of person who actually takes the time to understand what your cat is thinking and feeling, you're already the kind of pet owner every cat deserves. Let's get into it. Cats are one of the most misunderstood animals on the planet. For centuries, humans have labeled them as aloof, independent, even cold. But modern feline behavioral science is completely rewriting that story. Cats are not emotionally distant. They are emotionally complex. And one of the most revealing windows into that complexity is something you probably witness every single day without realizing its significance: the mealtime stare. To understand why your cat watches you eat, we need to go back, way back, to before cats were domesticated. Before they were curled up on our sofas and sleeping on our pillows, cats were solitary hunters. Unlike dogs, who evolved alongside human pack structures and learned to read human social cues over tens of thousands of years, cats domesticated themselves on their own terms. They came to us. They chose us. And that distinction matters enormously when we try to interpret their behavior. In the wild, a cat's survival depended entirely on its ability to observe, to watch, to study patterns, movements, and behaviors in its environment. A cat that wasn't paying attention was a cat that didn't eat, or worse, a cat that became someone else's meal. That hypervigilant, observational instinct is still hardwired into every domestic cat alive today. When your cat watches you eat, part of what's happening is pure, ancient instinct. They are observing a significant event in their environment. Food is being consumed. Resources are being used. And in the wild, that information was critical. But here's where it gets really interesting, because instinct is only part of the story. Researchers in animal behavior have found that domestic cats have developed something remarkable over their thousands of years living alongside humans. They have learned to treat us as social companions, not just resource providers. Dr. John Bradshaw, a renowned anthrozoologist and author of Cat Sense, has spent decades studying the human-cat relationship. His research suggests that cats don't actually see us as humans. They see us as large, somewhat clumsy, non-threatening cats. And in feline social dynamics, watching a companion eat is a deeply social act. Think about it from a cat's perspective. In multi-cat households, cats will often observe each other eating. It's a form of social monitoring, keeping track of what the group is doing, who has resources, and whether the environment is safe. When your cat watches you eat, they may be extending that same social behavior to you. You are part of their group. You are part of their colony. And they are keeping watch. But there's another layer here that most cat owners never consider, and it's the one that I find most emotionally powerful. Cats are crepuscular hunters, meaning they are most active at dawn and dusk, which are prime hunting times. In the wild, a successful hunt is followed by eating, and eating is followed by rest and social bonding. When your cat watches you eat, they may be participating in what their instincts tell them is a communal post-hunt ritual. You hunted. You brought food. And now they are present with you, sharing in that moment, not because they want your food, but because being present during feeding is, in feline terms, an act of intimacy. Let that sink in for a moment. Your cat sitting beside you while you eat dinner might be their version of sitting down to share a meal with someone they love. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but my cat meows and paws at me when I eat. That's definitely about wanting food. And you're not wrong. Cats are incredibly smart, and they absolutely learn that mealtime means food is available. They will absolutely try to leverage that. But there's a difference between a cat that is actively begging, vocalizing, pawing, trying to get into your plate, and a cat that simply sits nearby and watches quietly. The quiet watcher is the one whose behavior is most revealing. The quiet watcher is the one who has chosen to be present with you. Let's talk about what your cat's body language during these moments can tell you. If your cat is watching you eat with relaxed body posture, tail loosely curled, ears in a neutral forward position, eyes soft with occasional slow blinks, That is a cat who is comfortable, content, and socially engaged. The slow blink, in particular, is one of the most significant signals in feline communication. Scientists call it the cat smile. When a cat slow blinks at you, they are communicating trust and affection. If your cat slow blinks while watching you eat, they are not just observing you, they are telling you they feel safe with you. They feel bonded to you. On the other hand, if your cat watches you eat with a tense body, flattened ears, or a rapidly flicking tail, that's a different story. That cat may be anxious, overstimulated, or genuinely hungry and frustrated. Context always matters. But for most cats in loving homes, the mealtime watch is a positive behavior. There's also a fascinating olfactory dimension to this behavior that we rarely talk about. Cats have an extraordinary sense of smell, roughly 14 times more powerful than a human's. When you eat, you are releasing a complex symphony of aromas into the air. For your cat, this is rich, detailed sensory information. They can smell the proteins, the fats, the specific ingredients. And because cats are obligate carnivores, meaning they must eat meat to survive, the smell of animal proteins is particularly compelling to them on a neurological level. But here's the nuance. Smelling food and wanting food are not the same thing. A cat can be deeply interested in the olfactory experience of your meal without actually wanting to eat it. Think of it like a human walking past a bakery. The smell is wonderful and engaging even if you're not hungry. Your cat may be experiencing something similar. They are drawn to the sensory event of your meal, and they want to be close to it, to experience it, even if they have no intention of eating your pasta. Now let's talk about something that I think is the most underappreciated aspect of this behavior: the role of routine and security. Cats are creatures of habit to a degree that most people don't fully appreciate. They thrive on predictability. They find deep comfort in routines. And in a domestic household, meal times are one of the most consistent, predictable events of the day. Your cat knows when you eat. They know the sounds, the refrigerator opening, the microwave beeping, the clatter of dishes. They know the smells. They know the sequence of events. And they know that this is a time when you are stationary, calm, and present. For a cat, your mealtime may represent one of the safest, most predictable moments in their day. And so they come to be near you during it, not because of the food, but because of the safety and comfort that the routine represents. You are their safe harbor. And mealtime is when you are most reliably anchored in one place. This is especially true for cats who have experienced any form of anxiety or instability in their past. Rescue cats, cats who have been rehomed, cats who experienced early life stress. These cats often develop particularly strong mealtime observation behaviors because the routine of watching their human eat becomes an anchor for them. It's a signal that everything is okay, that the world is stable, that they are safe. I want to share something that a behavioral researcher named Kristen Vitale at Unity College has been studying: the concept of secure attachment in cats. For a long time, scientists assumed that cats didn't form the same kind of attachment bonds to their owners that dogs did. But Vitale's research, published in the journal Current Biology, demonstrated that cats do form secure attachment bonds, and that the majority of cats, when properly socialized, show the same secure attachment patterns to their owners that human infants show to their caregivers. What does that mean in practical terms? It means your cat looks to you for safety and reassurance. It means your presence genuinely matters to them on a deep psychological level. And it means that behaviors like watching you eat, behaviors that keep them close to you, in your presence, during a calm and routine moment, are expressions of that attachment. Your cat watches you eat because you are their person, because being near you feels good, because in their world, you are the center of safety and warmth. Now, I want to address a question that comes up a lot. Should you feed your cat from your plate? And the answer, from a behavioral standpoint, is nuanced. Occasionally sharing a small piece of appropriate food, plain cooked chicken, for example, is not going to harm your cat and can actually be a lovely bonding moment. The act of sharing food is, in many animal species, a profound social gesture. However, making it a habit can create problematic begging behaviors, and many human foods are genuinely dangerous for cats. Onions, garlic, grapes, chocolate, and anything with xylitol are all toxic. So if you want to honor the social dimension of your cat's mealtime presence, the better approach is to make sure their own meal is served around the same time as yours. Eating together, even if you're eating different things, reinforces that sense of communal ritual that your cat is instinctively seeking. Some cat behaviorists actually recommend this as a bonding strategy. Serve your cat's dinner when you sit down for yours. Let them eat nearby. You'll often find that once they've eaten, they're much more relaxed and content to simply sit with you rather than staring intently at your plate. Let's also talk about what it means when your cat watches you eat but never tries to take your food. This is actually a sign of remarkable trust and self-control. Cats are predators. The smell of food is compelling to them on a primal level. The fact that your cat can sit beside your meal, watch you eat, and choose not to attempt to steal it, that is a cat who trusts you. A cat who respects the social dynamic of your relationship. A cat who has learned, through your consistent and loving interaction, that your food is yours, and that their needs will be met. That kind of restraint in an animal driven by predatory instinct is not nothing. It's actually a testament to the depth of your bond. There's one more dimension I want to explore before we wrap up, and it's perhaps the most philosophically interesting one. Some animal behaviorists have proposed that when cats watch their humans perform routine activities, including eating, they are engaging in a form of social learning. Cats are highly intelligent animals capable of observational learning. They watch, they process, they remember. Kittens learn from their mothers by watching. Adult cats learn from each other by watching. And domestic cats, it appears, extend this learning behavior to their human companions. When your cat watches you eat, they may be, on some level, learning about you. Learning your patterns, your preferences, your rhythms. Building a more complete internal model of who you are and how you behave. This is how cats become so attuned to their owners. How they seem to know when you're sad, when you're stressed, when something is different. They have been watching. They have been learning. They have been paying attention in ways we rarely give them credit for. So the next time your cat settles in beside you at the dinner table and fixes you with that steady, amber-eyed gaze, know that what you're seeing is not just hunger. It's not just instinct, though instinct is part of it. What you're seeing is a creature who has chosen you, who finds safety in your presence, who participates in your routines because those routines are the architecture of their world, who watches you because watching you is, in their language, a form of love. Cats don't love loudly. They don't wag their tails or jump up and lick your face. They love quietly, consistently, and with extraordinary attention. They love by being present. They love by watching. And now you know, when your cat watches you eat, they are telling you, in the only language they have, that you are their person. That you are safe. That you are loved. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this gave you a new appreciation for your cat's behavior, share it with a fellow cat lover who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep going deeper into the fascinating world of feline psychology, there's a whole library of videos here waiting for you. Your cat is more extraordinary than you know, and so is the bond you share. See you in the next one.